All right, so when we left off on Friday, we had just finished up the first half of Scene 5. In the first half of the play, Act 1, Scene 5, we are going to finish up that act today. The part where we left off, they are in the secret annex celebrating Hanukkah. Anne has just given everyone homemade gifts, a very thoughtful and kind gesture. Everyone is feeling very happy, positive, and really just very uplifted at this point. Anne asks to sing the Hanukkah song, and Mr. Frank tells her that she can, but she needs to do so very quietly. So we're going to start right here where Mr. Dussel is allergic to Mushi the cat. So here we go. As Anne starts to sing, she is interrupted by Dussel, who is snorting and wheezing. You. Peter is coming from his bedroom ostentatiously, holding a bulge in his coat as if he were holding his cat and dangling Anne's present before it. How many times? I told you. Ow! Ow! What's the matter with you? Haven't you any sense? Get that cat out of here. Cat? You heard me. Get it out of here. I have no cat. Delighted with his joke, he opens his coat and pulls out a bath towel. The group at the table laugh, enjoying the joke. It doesn't need to be the cat. His clothes are enough. When he comes out of that room, don't worry. You won't be bothered anymore. We're getting rid of it. At last, you listen to me. I'm not doing it for you. That's all in your mind, all of it. He starts back to his place at the table. I'm doing it because I'm sick of seeing that cat eat all our food. That's not true. I only give him bones, scraps. Don't tell me. He gets fatter every day. That cat looks better than any of us. Out he goes tonight. No. Mr. Van Daan, you can't do that. That's Peter's cat, and Peter loves that cat. Anne, if he goes, I go. Go. You're not going and the cat's not going. Now, please. This is Hanukkah. Hanukkah. This is the time to celebrate. What's the matter with all of you? Come on, Anne. Let's have the song. Oh, Hanukkah, the sweet celebration. I think we should first blow out the candle, then we'll have something for tomorrow night. But, Father, you're supposed to let it burn itself out. I'm sure that God understands shortages. Praise be thou, O Lord our God, who has sustained us and permitted us to celebrate this joyous festival. He is about to blow out the candle when suddenly there is a crash of something falling below. They all freeze in horror, motionless. For a few seconds there is complete silence. Mr. Frank slips off his shoes. The others noiselessly follow his example, and Mr. Frank turns out a light near him. He motions to Peter to turn off the center lamp. Peter tries to reach it, realizes he cannot, and gets up on a chair. Just as he is touching the lamp, he loses his balance. The chair goes out from under him. He falls. The iron lampshade crashes to the floor, and there is the sound of feet below running down the stairs. All right, so this is a really important part of the play because it is the weekend. There are no workers down below, or at least there's not supposed to be, and it's very clear that someone is downstairs. Now, the question is, did they hear the members of the secret annex upstairs? Perhaps, especially considering that Peter has just fallen to the floor from trying to turn off the light. God almighty! The only light left comes from the Hanukkah candle, and Dussel comes from his room. Mr. Frank keeps over to the stairwell and stands listening. The dog is heard barking excitedly. Do you hear anything? No, I think they've gone. It's the green police. They found us. If they had, they wouldn't have left. They'd be up here by now. I know it's the green police. They've gone to get help. That's all. They'll be back. Or it may have been the Gestapo looking for papers. Or a thief looking for money. We've got to do something quick, before they come back. There isn't anything to do. Just wait. Mr. Frank holds up his hand for them to be quiet. He is listening intently. There is complete silence as they all strain to hear any sound from below. Suddenly, Anne begins to sway. With a low cry, she falls to the floor in a faint. Mrs. Frank goes to her quickly, sitting beside her on the floor and taking her in her arms. Get some water, please. Get some water. No one's going to run water. If they've found us, they've found us. Get the water. Margot starts again for the sink, and Mr. Frank gets a flashlight. I'm going down. Margot rushes to him, clinging to him, and Anne struggles to consciousness. No, Father, no. There may be someone there waiting. It may be a trap. This is Saturday. There is no way for us to know what has happened until Miep or Mr. Kraler comes on Monday morning. We cannot live with this uncertainty. Don't go, Father. Hush, darling, hush. Mr. Frank slips quietly out, down the steps and through the door below. Margot, stay close to me. Shush, shush. Mrs. Frank whispers to Margot to get the water. Margot goes for it. Pooty, where's our money? Get our money. I hear you can buy the green police off so much ahead. Go upstairs quick. Get the money. Keep still. Mrs. Von Don is kneeling before him, pleading, Do you want to be dragged off to a concentration camp? Are you going to stand there and wait for them to come up and get you? Do something, I tell you. Will you keep still? He goes over to the stairwell to listen, and Peter goes to his mother, helping her up onto the sofa. There is a second of silence, and then Anne can stand it no longer. Someone go after Father. Make Father come back. I'll go. Haven't you done enough? He pushes Peter roughly away, and in his anger against his father, Peter grabs a chair as if to hit him with it, then puts it down, burying his face in his hands. Mrs. Frank begins to pray softly. Please, please, Mr. Van Don, get Father. Quiet, quiet. Anne is shocked into silence. Mrs. Frank pulls her closer, holding her protectively in her arms. I lift up mine eyes into the mountains, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. She stops as she hears someone coming. They all watch the door tensely, and Mr. Frank comes quietly in. Anne rushes to him, holding him tight. It was a thief. That noise must have scared him away. Oh, thank goodness. He took the cash box and the radio. He ran away in such a hurry that he didn't stop to shut the street door. It was swinging wide open. A breath of relief sweeps over them. I think it would be good to have some light. Are you sure it's all right? The danger has passed. Margot goes to light the small lamp. Don't be so terrified, Anne. We're safe. Who says the danger has passed? Don't you realize we are in greater danger than ever? Mr. Dussel, will you be still? Mr. Frank takes Anne back to the table, making her sit down with him, trying to calm her. Thanks to this clumsy fool, there's someone now who knows we're up here. Someone who knows we're up here hiding. Someone knows we're here, yes, but who is this someone? A thief! A thief! You think a thief is going to go to the green police and say, I was robbing a place the other night and I heard a noise up over my head. You think a thief is going to do that? Yes, I think that he will. You're crazy. She stumbles back to her seat at the table, and Peter follows protectively, pushing Dussel aside. I think someday he'll be caught, and then he'll make a bargain with the green police. If they'll let him off, he'll tell them where some Jews are hiding. He goes off into the bedroom, and there is a second of appalled silence. He's right. Father, let's get out of here. We can't stay here now. Let's go. Go? Where? Yes, where? Have we lost all faith, all courage? A moment ago, we thought that they'd come for us. We were sure it was the end, but it wasn't the end. We're alive, safe. Mr. Van Don goes to the table and sits, and Mr. Frank prays. We thank thee, O Lord, our God, that in thy infinite mercy thou hast again seen fit to spare us. He blows out the candle and then turns to Anne. Come on, Anne, the song. Let's have the song. He starts to sing. Anne finally starts falteringly to sing as Mr. Frank urges her on. Her voice is hardly audible at first. Oh, Hanukkah, Hanukkah, the sweet celebration. As she goes on singing, the others gradually join in, their voices still shaking with fear. Mrs. Van Don sobs as she sings. Around the feast we gather in complete jubilation. Happiest of seasons now is here. Many are the reasons for good cheer. Dussel comes from the bedroom. He comes over to the table, standing beside Margot, listening to them as they sing. Together we'll weather whatever tomorrow may bring. So hear us rejoicing and merrily voicing the Hanukkah song that we sing. Hoy! The lights are out, and the curtain starts to slowly fall.